You know, when I speak at events, I never really know what to say till I walk out, and then I try to think real quick, what can I say to make an impact? And obviously, you guys are entrepreneurial. You're here for business. You want to learn to grow, expand, scale, get rich, get wealthy. And, you know, in my opinion, I think I've got a long way to go, but I've done a little bit of that, and I think back to myself, what helped me? Because if it helped me, it can help you. I'm certain of that. And what helped me, I almost want to say I was born that way. Because at a very young age, you know, I was able to get things pretty quickly. Like in first grade, they gave me a box of candy bars to go sell door to door. Anybody remember those? World's finest chocolate. So they'd give every kid a box, and they'd say, go home and sell it to your family. So I got my box, and I went home, and my brothers ate half of them. And so now I'm already at a deficit, and I'm thinking, well, this is a problem, so I figure I'll go door to door. So I start walking door to door. First door I knock on, hey, want to buy a candy bar, raise some money for my school? They said no, shut the door. Went to the next one. Hey, you want to buy a candy bar, raise some money for my school? They said no. I said, shit. So I walked to the next one, and I thought to myself, man, I better say something clever. So I knocked on the door. I put the box behind my back, and they opened the door, and they said, can I help you? And I said, do you have the phone number to a good roof repairman? They said, what? And I said, because when you taste one of these, you're going to go through the roof. And they started buying the whole box at a time. I went back to the school. I said, I need another box. They said, where's your other one? I said, I sold it. Boom, gave me another box, another box, another box. And I literally outsold the school's history of selling candy bars door to door. I sold not only all mine, but they gave me the rest of the kids' shit to sell theirs too. And I sold them all. So what was that? I don't know. I just was able to adapt. So if you're out there being an entrepreneur, you're in business, I would highly suggest that you try and figure out how to be adaptable. Adaptability is a crucial skill set most people are missing. They think they have to go one way because of the way they were taught or they believe, and they're not willing to change anything, especially given the market. Like, listen to the market. If you're not seeking feedback, you're crazy. So when I look back and I think, what did I do there? I think I recognized opportunity and focused on the path rather than the obstacles and the challenge. And too many times when we start businesses, that's what we do. We're focused on the problems, and we're allowing those problems to change our mindset. And I think ultimately the biggest reason most people do not succeed in business today is because they don't know about the 3 key areas that you need to focus on. In fact, the 3 areas that you need to focus on, and if anybody masters those 3 areas, I can almost promise and guarantee that they will be successful. Anybody want to know what those are, yes or no? Yes. 1, believe it or not, you hear it all the time, but it's the truth, your mindset. Okay? 2 is your skill set. Your skill sets. And then 3 would be your habits. Guys, mindset, skill sets, habits. Those are the 3 key areas. If you master those 3 key areas, anything and everything is possible. So you start to look at these things, you start to realize, man, this isn't rocket science. It really isn't. So whether you're starting a new business or you already have one and you're trying to grow and scale it, you got to realize that a lot of it is not as complicated as we want to believe that it is. So the mindset, I think I have an advantage over most people because I am 100% entirely grateful the second I open my eyes in the morning. And most of us aren't. I mean, just face it. Tell the truth. Okay, get real with yourself. Okay, a lot of you guys are whiny little entitled bitches. And you're trying to sit there and wonder why you can't get your company to grow. Well, because you're lazy, because you don't want to put in the work, because your mindset is screwed, your programming is wrong, you're not grateful. Because it's all about energy. Like, what kind of energy are you bringing to the workforce? What kind of energy are you bringing to your team? What kind of energy are you bringing home to your wife or your husband? What kind of energy do you have? Have you ever sat there and asked yourself, or are you just one of those people that want to go and blame everybody else? Because there's a lot of those too. So you got to ask yourself, am I lucky to be alive? But the mindset is very, very, very important. But then let's move to skill set, because let's face it, some of you guys are pretty much average. You're not very good at what you do. You're constantly focused on the competitor. You're constantly looking around for the answer because you don't feel you have it, because who are you? Your self-worth isn't where it needs to be. Because if you want to increase your net worth, folks, just increase your self-worth. Literally, raise your self-worth and your net worth follows. Because you get what you tolerate, yes or no? And if you tolerate $10 an hour, you'll get $10 an hour. If you're like, I ain't working for that shit anymore, you won't get it anymore. And then if your mindset is, well, then I'll probably get less. And what if I can't pay rent? And see, that's what you're focused on. And what you focused on grows, gets more powerful, magnifies. And your subconscious mind starts to attract more of that shit because that's where you feel comfort. Your skills can be improved simply by practice, repetition. Pick something up for 100 straight hours and you'll get incredibly good at it. There's a rule of 100 that says if you do something for 100 hours, you'll be better than 90 to 95% of the people in the world doing that thing. That's where you start making more money. That's where you start getting happier customers. That's where you start understanding where the growth is. So your skills, what skills should you be developing on a regular basis? Well, nowadays, guys, I've got my own. I would say, number one, the skill of emotional intelligence, EQ. Okay, learn how to do conflict resolution, learn how to listen to people. There's skills that you can develop to raise your EQ, emotional intelligence. And you need that to connect with people, lead people, manage people, grow. You want to grow, yes or no? Okay, well, you're going to need a little bit more emotional intelligence to do that. You're going to want to connect with more people. Connecting is easier when you have a higher EQ. Okay, the second one I would say is sales and persuasion. If you guys don't know how to sell, you're crazy. If you think you're not in sales, you're even crazier. Sales and persuasion is a skill set that everybody should possess. Because you're in sales, whether you think you are or not. You've been in sales since the second you came out of the womb. You're selling your kids on cleaning their room. You're selling your wife on going to a restaurant. You're selling people every day, all day. The question is, are you good at it? And if you're like, well, no, I'm not very good at sales, then get good at it. It's not that difficult. It's called read, get the right information, practice, role play, accountability, practice, role play, accountability. Yes, you're going to look stupid. Yes, you're going to suck until you don't. But that's okay unless you got the wrong mindset, because then you'll get scared and quit and give up. When in reality, that's why I said it's the mindset's problem usually when somebody can't get good at something, because their mind tricks them into stopping. If you just continue, you will get good at whatever it is you're doing. You just have to figure out, what is it that I need to get good at? Well, what is it you want to do? Mindset, skill set, habits. Just focus on those three. When you say, well, Brad, I just want to grow my business. Dude, it's mindset, skill set, habits. Do you know how to lead people? Do you know how to hire? Do you know how to fire? Do you know how to create compelling offers? Do you know how to leverage technology? Do you have any technical proficiency? No, those are skills, man. Get your skills right. Okay, then your habits are another thing. People wake up every day with the shittiest habits. I don't know why. We all have done it. The question is are you going to stop it? Are you going to replace a bad habit with a new good habit? If you guys want to steal mine, here's my morning routine every single morning. There's no days off. Number one, I wake up with the gratitude I talked about. I wake up. as soon as I open my eyes, I'm extremely freaking grateful for being alive. I realized that that was more valuable than anything I could achieve the day, and I'm like freaking pumped up the second I open my eyes. Boom, now my energy level's up here, and all day long I keep it up here by getting rid of the idiots and all the negativity and the bullshit. Now, how do I do that? Well, dude, I got to freaking create the habits that reinforce that promote those things. So what do I think? Well, I'd give up all my money if my health went bad and I wanted it back, and so would you. So I would focus on my health because I realize what I focus on grows. So I wake up and I get the heart rate going. Pretty simple, isn't it? Wake up. Be grateful. Exercise. Now, how many of you guys say, well, I do that? And how many of you guys say, well, I want to do that? That's your mindset stopping you. You don't think you deserve a better body. You don't think you deserve better health. Deep down, subconsciously, that's what it boils down to. And subconsciously is below awareness. That's what subconscious means, below awareness. Okay, so I'd focus on my health. Then I realized relationships are important, so I'm going to focus on relationships. How do I do it? I pick 5 people I'm going to reach out to that day and find out if they need anything. I'm not going to ask for anything. I'm just going to find out if I can help them in any way. I'm going to give them a compliment. I'm going to give them condolences. I'm going to give them a congratulations of some kind. But more importantly, I'm going to see, is there anything I can do for you? I don't want anything. Is there anything I can do for you? Guys, it's about meaningful, genuine connections. That's how you do it. Raise your hand if you have somebody in your phone that only calls you when they need something. Look at all the hands. Dude, are you one of those people? Is that you? Because it's easy to do. Like, I ain't called my buddy for like 6 months, and then I had to move some shit, and he's got a truck. And I'm like, oh, he's got a truck. Yo, what's up, dog? How you doing, man? Where you been? How you been? Okay, good. Can I get your truck? Pretty soon they stop answering the phone. So I wake up every morning and I identify 5 people just to reach out to. You can do this. This is easy for you. Then I realize that this is a computer, and without feeding it information, it's no more valuable than it was yesterday. So I seek information. How? There's these little crazy-ass things. They've been around a while. Maybe you've heard of them. A book. There's books you can read. It's amazing. There's shit in those books. If you pick it up, you're like, I haven't read this book. Read the book. Put information here. That will change your beliefs, is what it'll do, and then that'll allow you to change your actions, and then that'll allow you to change your results. If you want to change what you're getting, you got to change what you're doing. You want to change what you're doing, you got to change what you believe. It's the only way to change what you're doing. You have to create new beliefs. The only way to do that is get new information. So every day, before I leave the house, I'm reading a book of some kind. If you want to get into business, start solving problems. People get wealthy by solving the problems people can't solve or won't solve. So if you will and can, there's a business. If you're in business and you want to grow and scale it, focus on people and technology. That's how you grow and scale a business. People and technology. Technology, CRMs, okay? Social media. Focus on your mindset so you're not limited and scarce-based. Your mindset controls your self-worth. Feel like you deserve more and you'll get more. That's a fact. Then understand that it's about skills. Skills of you and skills of your team. You have to deliver and over-deliver to stay in business. That's not rocket science. And then focus on your habits. The habits that you should be implementing every single day to where everything becomes automated. And if you do this day in and day out, over time, I guarantee you everything that you want in life and everything that you came here to get. So when you leave today and you've heard all the speakers, just make sure you tell them that Brad Lea was your motherfucking favorite. That's my time. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me.